Sometimes late at night, doo-doo-doo-doo, I'll lie awake and watch you sleep. You're lost in peaceful dreams. Never should have been on American Idol or The Voice.
Yeah, probably not.
Wasn't in the cards for me. Don't it kill you how some people have beautiful voices and there's people like me that...
I think most of it anymore is just auto-tune. Some of the concerts you get to is like, who the fuck is singing right now?
Yeah, you couldn't auto-tune me to sing good.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by
Maximus
Gentlemen's Entertainment in Wichita Falls, Texas. Brought to you by our good friends at Pacific Calls. They don't mind being second to a titter. If anybody doesn't mind being second to a titter, it's the boys from Pacific.
This is right up their alley.
So, we've got with us, this is the last Guides Roundtable for 2024-25 season. And we have got our favorite Jewish guide, Mr. Yarmulke himself from Clear Lake, Iowa, Mr. Connor Happy O'Toole, and Jose Snacks Nuno from somewhere in fucking Nebraska. I don't know. Is it Grand Island?
Yeah, Grand Island.
Yeah, somewhere the beef's capital of America, or whatever the hell he calls
the
the
beef
place.
state.
The beef state. So, you two young men went to the titter on y'all's night off the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Just the two of you?
Just the two of them.
Yep, everybody else.
Yeah, Brady kind of bailed on them.
Yeah.
I gave him a bonus to go even.
I told Brady I would pay for a lap dance, too.
Didn't want to go. I told him that. Everybody in the blind said...
He thought you meant you wanted him to lap dance for you, and he was out on that.
No, he knew.
He knew.
Because it was on that afternoon hunt.
Yeah.
I said, if you want to go, I'll give you $50 or whatever, and just go have a good time.
And everybody in the blind was like, oh, it's not a bad idea. You should go, Brady. And no. What did he say in the truck to the other morning? That's the most fun he's had in a while.
Yeah, most fun he's ever had in a long time.
And he backed out on it again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gave you all some money for a dance. I hope y'all put y'all's money to good use.
They went to work.
Well, good. I'm glad you did. So
drag that a little
casino.
closer. Drag that a little closer, Jose.
So, Snacks, tell me, how much did this... So, tell us a story on this girl. So, y'all walked into the titter. Y'all went to the casino first and lost money.
Yeah.
He lost money. I won $100.
You won some money.
Yep.
Good. And then y'all went to dinner? Or did y'all go eat even?
We didn't even go eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
We ate at the casino.
At the casino. So, then you went from the casino to...
The titter.
The titter.
Titter. Yep.
So, tell us what happened on the main stage at Maximus.
Me and Happy walk in. I get some ones. Go to the bar. Happy's getting some ones, and I'm just minding my own business. And then I just get pretty much jumped and then molested in the middle of the bar.
So inflation in 2025 is you get ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would have been equal to me getting quarters when I was there, you top fuckers. You should have got $5
Well, that's all
bills.
they do. It's still ones at the strip club.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got ones. How much ones did you get?
I only got $20 in ones.
Yeah. You don't want to. You
What
don't want
about
to blow
you?
it. You don't want to blow it.
No.
I
Happy?
got like 40 or something like that.
Happy was in for a double good time.
Yeah.
So they marked you like a shark in the water, blood in the water.
I mean, I don't even know if it was like that. It was just like a magnet.
As
Like,
soon as we walked in, that lady was looking at us instantly.
See,
At Jose, not me, at Jose.
How
I've
many
never
people
seen
were in
her.
there?
Not many.
Very few.
Yeah.
They
About
were
what
the
you
only
expect
people
on
at
a
one
yeah.
time.
about what you expect on a Wednesday night.
Church night.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's getting bathed in the blood, and y'all are.
We're
Being
getting bathed in it. Yeah.
Being
Not in the blood
hoodlums.
though.
Shout out to my friend Blood Clot in Louisiana. He would love this story. So tell me, what'd she look like?
She wasn't bad. I mean, she was a stripper, and they're not all going to be.
Well, there's not all women are
in
beautiful.
Wichita Falls, you gotta have to have low expectations. when you go in
Whoa,
there.
hold on. Hold on. I grew up in Wichita Falls. There's a lot of beautiful women there.
I'm sure there's beautiful
No,
women there,
that's
but
not what you
Not
said.
at Maximus.
it's not gonna be like Las Vegas strippers.
No, because they got all the high-end
That's
candy
what I'm
from everywhere.
saying.
In Wichita Falls, growing up, if you wanted to go to a titter, you went to ones in Fort Worth or Dallas because they were better.
Well,
the better
you didn't want to
candy.
drive 4 hours.
No, I understand that. So she was an average-looking girl.
Yeah, she was pretty average.
I don't understand these women giving out phone numbers because she gave you her number, right?
No, a different one gave me her phone number.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us the story. So the girl, I won't interrupt.
So I walked in there, got my ones, and I've probably been standing there for maybe 2 minutes. And this chick comes out, grabs me, grabs me by the wiener. And was holding it the entire time I'm standing there, and she's talking to me, and I'm like, what in the fuck? We're in the middle of the strip club. We're not in the back room, nothing. We're just holding it.
Cups you.
And she's fucking talking to me, and I was like, what in the fuck? And then she undoes my zipper in the strip club, and I was like, holy shit. And she was like, have you ever had a lap dance before? I was like, yeah, I've been to a strip club before. And she's like, have you had any badass lap dances? Like, yeah, I've had some pretty decent ones. And she's like, do you want another one? I was like, I guess.
You've got my wiener
barely
in your
been
hand,
in there for fucking 10 seconds, and you got me by the wiener, so I might as well. So we go back there, and
what was her price?
For the dance?
Yeah.
$40.
Okay.
Not bad.
I'm thinking different times here because if a man done that to a woman, he's going to jail.
100%.
Yeah, no kidding.
You can't just do that to a woman.
If I would have done that to her,
Grab her by the pussy.
yeah, I'm out.
Tried to get Trump.
If I pull the old Donnie T, I'm done.
Old Donnie T. So what?
The Donnie T.
So you've got an erection here, and
Not quite, because I'm all kind of nervous. Because
Yeah.
I was like, we just got here, and she's gonna get us kicked out of here.
Right.
So we go back there, and I start getting my nerves start coming down a little bit, and she's doing her thing, and she's like, "When's the last time you had your dick sucked?" It's been a while.
Andy's face. I hope he
Yeah,
was
she
on
didn't
you.
waste a whole lot of time,
Wow.
and I was like, "Oh, I'm not from around here, and we've been hunting down here, so it's been a while.
It's been a minute.
There's not a lot going on out where we're at." She's like, "Well, do you want your dick sucked?" I was like, "Yeah."
What kind of question is
No,
that?
like, of course I do. And she's like, then she starts going on about how $800 for all night, $500 for 2 holes, or for 2 holes for 2 hours, for 2 hours, and then she goes on. She's like, any hole you want, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I've never been offered prostitution before in my life, so I'm just kind of like.
How much for 1 hole in 2 hours? 500.
It's any hole for any duration, whatever you pay for. It's by the hour or by the time limit for
Okay.
500 for 2 hours.
Okay.
800 all night.
What about 3 minutes?
I
If she done about that $17.
I was more shell shocked. I should have started bartering right away, but I
Yes.
couldn't believe I was being offered prostitution. So I was just kind of like, I don't know about that. And then I was like, this has got to be a setup.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, this entire time, she's still fondling me. Like,
Right.
she never let go of it. So I was like, I don't know if cops go that far. I'm not real sure about that.
Yeah, I don't think it was going to be the law.
And then I was like, even if you did do this, that's a lot of fucking money for
Yeah. For
I mean,
2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like 2 weeks worth of work. Guide
And then
salary.
I was like, she's probably got diseases.
Yeah.
This is.
So you're trying to talk yourself out of this.
I wasn't really into it yet, but I
Yeah.
was not. I talked myself out of it pretty quick. So then she's
And
doing
she
her
took
thing.
Venmo, right?
I don't know. I didn't ask
No,
her.
didn't the ones last time take Venmo, they told y'all?
Did they?
I don't remember. I think so.
I paid all in cash when I went last
to get
time.
a dance, you could pay Venmo,
Oh,
PayPal,
right.
or whatever.
Really?
Cash app.
Yeah.
So then she's like, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I've never been offered prostitution, so I don't even know what to tell you. And she's like, okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She keeps doing her thing. And then she's showing me her cooter at one point. And she's like,
Did you like get a flashlight and like?
I should have. But she was showing it to me, and I was like, oh, that's pretty neat.
Pretty cool.
So that's what a moneymaker looks
Yeah.
like.
And she's like, do you want to eat my pussy? And I was like, right here? She's like, no, at the hotel room. When we leave here. And I was like, I don't think I'm going with you, to be honest with you. Like, I think that ship kind of sailed already, and
Right now?
she's still doing her thing. We get done, and she's like, well, let me know if you decide you want to leave. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I go sit by Happy. I'm trying to tell Happy what's going on. There's other strippers, and I don't want them to know because I don't want to get kicked out.
Well, and you don't want her to lose her job.
No, I
Oh,
get
I
it.
think they're
She's,
probably all in on the same deal.
Oh.
I would guess.
then she comes over and she's like, well, I have a friend for your friend. And I was like, all right, okay, whatever. Like, I just completely blew it off. At that point, I'm just like, get away from me. I'm done with this.
Right.
So whoa. So Happy's got a chance now here.
Yeah,
So you can't steal Happy's thunder.
You cock block Happy.
Well, the story goes on. It gets better. The plot thickens even more. So
Thickens is the key word here.
we go sit on Pervert Row for a little while, and we're talking to these other strippers, and that's when the other stripper came up and was trying to. I think she was trying to get me to pay for another lap dance. Obviously, that's why she's talking to me. But then she's like, "Well, what do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, we're down here hunting from Nebraska, blah blah blah." And she's like, well, what are you hunting? Ducks and geese mainly. And she's like, I've never had goose before. Can you bring me one? I was like,
This is a different stripper than
I guess, yeah, if you want one. I'm not cleaning it, though. Like, I'm bringing you a whole goose unclean, and you can do whatever you want. Wow, I'll clean it. Okay.
I bet you will.
So then she takes my phone and puts her phone number in my phone.
So you gave her your phone?
No, yeah, oh yeah.
That boy seems like an amateur move there on your
Why?
Fuck, she could leave with the damn thing.
No,
I can track her with it.
Okay. Just go ahead, keep giving strippers your phone. I'm just telling you, somewhere down the
So
road, you're going to
she
wish
put
you
her
wouldn't
phone
have.
number in my phone.
Do you have her number?
Yeah.
Let's call her.
No, let's not.
Been a
do that
bit.
again.
Why?
It didn't go well last time.
It went real good last time. We just didn't put it on air.
It makes me nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I just don't. I don't sort of thing.
You can call her on someone else's phone.
Me and Happy just don't like this.
Yeah.
It's not how we're
a little
built.
uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
I would have called her from my phone. I wouldn't care.
So
Go ahead.
we get her phone number. I've saved it in my phone, whatever. And then that other stripper, the prostitute, came back. We're gonna
The
refer
prostitute,
to,
that's what we're referring
gonna
to
refer
her
to
as.
because that's what she is. She's a prostitute. She's the only one that offered sex to us.
Yeah.
Her and a friend. So she comes back and she sits on my lap and she's like right here, and I'm like,
So she's
'cause I don't know
a
where
space invader.
I don't know where her mouth's been, so I don't want her fucking
Right.
happy.
got
At
a
one
pretty
point
good
thought
idea.
she was gonna kiss me,
Oof.
and I was like, if she would have kissed me, she would have kissed this right here.
Bam.
So she's sitting there and she's talking. She's like, so did you make up your mind? I was like, I'm not doing this.
I'm not
We got to
into
get
it.
up early. I can't. We got to hunt tomorrow. We didn't have to fucking
My
hunt.
back hurts a little bit.
Like, I got off my CPAP at the lodge. This isn't gonna work out at all.
The best one. CPAP is at the line.
The way my schedule plays out for tomorrow morning, I don't think I'm gonna be able to swing this whole deal.
Yeah.
CPAP is at the
Well,
I tweaked my hamstring a week ago. It's just not gonna work.
I just can't. I'm not gonna be able to perform like I normally do. The acoustics is not great right
No.
now. Pressure barometric is
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
She's never heard the CPAP excuse ever. I promise you. That's the first one ever.
Well, she's like talking about her friend. 'Cause her friend walks up and she's
didn't look her?
No.
probably like
No.
280.
Oh my god.
She's
She's not a
huge,
lady if she
but
ain't
she's
280.
definitely got a beer gut.
Yeah.
She sits
She's
down.
not huge. You said 280.
No.
That's freaking huge.
Well, I don't know what she actually
Tony's
weighed.
280.
Well, maybe she was like 200. 200, 220, I don't know. But
Tony, you going home with someone 280?
yeah.
Tony's a hypocrite. He can weigh 280, but she ain't.
So her friend sits down and she introduces me like, "Bob, I don't remember what her fucking." I was more taken back by the fact I turn around or I lean around the prostitute to see her friend. She's eating a bag of fucking Sun Chips, sitting there playing on her phone. I was like,
It's their break.
"That's not exactly attractive."
So is the big girl a stripper too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh God, man, they better have some big ass poles there then.
yeah. And then that was pretty much. I pretty much told her that we're not doing this. And
So Happy, what'd the big girl say to you?
I didn't even acknowledge these two because
got
I
all nervous.
I didn't know.
Were you scared?
No, I wasn't scared. It's just I didn't want to talk to him at all. I was just staring straight for her head, not acknowledging anybody at that point in
Did
time.
you talk to anybody while you were in there?
Yeah.
Did you get some lap dances?
Yes, I did.
So tell us your stories on your lap dance girls.
We just went back and had a lap dance.
Were-
There's not much to say about a lap dance. I mean,
Oh, that Jose had a whole lot to say about
Did
his.
she
I didn't
show
have
you-
the experience.
She didn't show you the blue
I-
waffle
I-
or anything?
No, I did not get a lap dance from her. There was a girl that could swallow a sword. Well,
Huh?
attempted
no,
to-
she didn't. She got maybe 4 inches of it in and started
Yeah.
gagging, which really
That's
that helps
kinda-
the ego. To be
kinda
honest
hot.
with you,
That's a lot.
that's a lot of sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. More than I'm getting.
Yeah,
Yeah. That it does stroke the ego
yeah. I
quite a
was
bit.
like, yeah, I'll go home with you.
So was you with the sword eater?
Yeah. At one point, yes. I took a lap dance with the sword.
Was
eater.
she a looker?
She was good looking.
No. What was this? What was her fees?
I think. Well, she was like the premier because she had sword swallow or whatever.
Yeah.
So she was $40.
This much of the sword.
Yeah,
Easy with
which
that.
is
That's a lot.
Lot of sword,
Careful.
though.
Lot of sword.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Lot
So
sword.
of
was she a
sword.
local Wichita Falls girl or from somewhere else?
She was actually from Yoder's area, I think.
Michigan, huh?
Yep. Old Michigan State.
They don't have much to do in the wintertime, so
Yeah.
like,
Come
what are you
down
gonna do?
here
She's
and
gonna
swallow.
roll out to
Yeah.
Wichita Falls.
You gotta find a
Yeah.
hobby, so
Yeah.
like you pick up sword swallowing in Michigan during the wintertime.
So y'all are becoming
Not much to
VIPs at this place then.
We
Yeah,
might be,
pretty
yeah.
much.
Did y'all notice some of the same people from the time before you was there?
No, I
No.
didn't even notice any of the same strippers.
No.
I think you didn't. You say there was one.
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
I never
There's-
even seen her.
Didn't even.
So how many different girls did you get lap dances from?
2.
So you spent $80 on lap dances,
Yeah.
and $30 to get in.
20, yeah.
20. What's a beer? So you spent $100 right there.
Yeah.
What's a beer cost at this place?
I don't even remember.
I bought them. I think it was 15 between a beer and a Captain Coke.
So beer's probably $5.
Yeah, my drink's probably 10.
That's probably common anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long time since.
Well, I'm not talking about a strip club. I'm just talking about it in a bar in general. I haven't been to a strip club in 30 years.
Kind of high
Yeah,
for a
that's
regular bar.
We went
$10
to
for a drink.
a bar afterwards, and I was drinking $2 Busch Lights. So.
Yeah. Cans, but
That's the way to do it.
What other bar did y'all go to?
Black Sheep.
yeah.
Did y'all go to P2 like I said?
No,
No,
we never did.
I
make
forgot
it
about
there.
that.
We should
That's a
have.
long way out of the way. P2 is.
Yeah.
It's ways out
It's
of the
10
way.
minutes across from Wichita Falls, not that far.
Yeah, but you got to take a bunch of exits, and it's
Yeah.
10
We probably would have
minutes.
got lost.
It's 10 minutes. No matter
End
how
up
you
in
get
a
there, it's 10
different
minutes
turn.
away.
very windy
It's
getting
not
down there.
It's not a bad place.
So I want to know, like, how out of I don't know what a shift is at a strip club, but you got to wonder how many times is she getting taken up on this in a night?
Well, she told me, I was like, when are you even off? Like, I'm not gonna, like, if we did this, I'm supposed to stay here till 3:00 in the morning.
Right, until you
They
get
close
off.
at
She's like,
3?
I don't know what time they close. I'm
bet.
just
I
guessing.
bet 1 a.m.
2 a.m. I think the website says.
Pretty familiar with the website.
Yeah. yeah. Gotta make sure it's open on
You don't want
Wednesday
to drive
night.
all that way and have it be
Yeah,
closed.
yeah. Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, tonight's a special. They got wings.
They got wings tonight.
Maximus Wichita Falls.
I don't think Wichita Falls bars close at 2 on weekends, and it used to be 1 on weekdays and 2 on weekends. Or they can't sell liquor after 2:00 on weekdays.
But is it BYOB? Is that
No.
it's not full nudity?
No. Oh, it's kind of a shitty one.
2 a.m.
If you go with the prostitute, it is. She'll show it to you.
She'll show it to you.
So
Yeah.
Ask you to eat it.
That's a
For a price.
If
For
you're
a
not
price.
going down on me, I'm damn sure not
I'm
going
not
down on
paying
you.
to eat your pussy.
No.
No, that's not how.
No.
Normally, it's a trade deal when
Right.
you're with it, like on a date. Like,
Right.
I'll trade
It's
you.
just out of courtesy
Yeah.
that you would do that.
I'm not doing it for sport.
No,
No,
not gonna do this for my health.
no.
Yeah.
Act like you got a cheeseburger between your legs. It don't taste that good. I hate to break it to you.
No.
And I bet you hers definitely didn't taste that good.
This.
I'm embarrassed for myself right
It
now.
got a.
I'm just sitting here listening
That's
to
been the
this
joke the entire night was, right now?
Yeah.
right now.
She said that. I was like, you want me to do it right here, right now?
No.
on the main
At the hotel room. I was
So
like,
what did she say to your problem? Like, do you have to wait the whole time until she gets off?
no. She was like, we'll leave right now.
I'll just clock out.
She's like, we'll just go. I was like,
I think for everyone that doesn't know, every one of those places is a precursor to prostitution.
I always kind of figured that, but I've never been offered it, and I've never been offered it. Like, would have never imagined being offered it on a Wednesday night at 11 o'clock.
You probably more
10 minutes after being there.
Yeah.
Wednesday night, you probably more of that shit goes on.
You're
during the
probably
week
right,
it's
'cause
probably
then Friday,
slower.
Saturday.
Less people there. She's not gonna make that much money at the club, so that $800 she would have made.
I'm gonna bet the high end places, like the really expensive places in all the big cities and stuff, the only difference between them and where you were at is they could throw a couple of zeros at the end of how much it. Like your $800 deal might
Well, like
be
$800
might
was
be
fucking aggressive.
might be 8,000 at a big one. I don't know,
Are you kidding me?
Who's got $8 grand for
I'm
a
just-
piece of pussy?
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
I didn't even have $800 for a piece of pussy.
No, but I'll bet you that if you went to the high end strip clubs, I bet the same shit is going on.
Oh, I
but-
guarantee
but
it's-
it's more expensive.
And more.
And money's not no big deal to people to have a lot of it.
This goes back to the whole thing of like Skip Bayless allegedly wanting to pay that hairstylist $1.5 million.
I don't
to
think
sleep
that
with her.
happened.
Okay, regardless, $1.5 million.
$50,000 would have been a lot of money.
$8 grand's a lot of money for that.
$800 is a lot of money for
No,
that.
I agree. I'm not debating that. I'm just saying I'll bet you that the only difference is between the high end places and that one is they throw another zero in on. And I'm just saying 8,000 might be 2,000, 2,500.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I get what you're saying.
But those girls are all in the same deal. And there's probably that sweet little girl that works as a stripper that's putting her way through college. It's going to end up being a brain surgeon. There probably is.
Going
But
to
the
nursing
other
school.
99.9% of them ain't going down that deal.
They're sex workers.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Same as George Floyd and all them motherfuckers that
Yeah.
get shot. Oh, he was going to be an engineer. No,
Yeah,
he was a
no.
fucking amateur
You're a fucking-
pharmacist.
Why are you
Stripper.
comparing these blue collar ladies to
Blue
George Floyd?
collar. There weren't a lot of collars in there.
I'm just talking
Not a
about
lot of shirts either.
how people box these people in. in after they're sex workers, most of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're doing.
Jeepers.
You don't think they're sex workers?
That's just aggressive to these nice ladies, and you're calling them George Floyd. Just this
One lady's eating
Run of the
sun chips and weighed
mill.
280.
So hold on.
Scumbag.
If I would have paid for this lady this $800, could I claim that on my taxes? That's a donation.
it's entertainment.
Yeah.
You get to write off entertainment.
I
Happy
probably-
your client.
And you could have probably showed
have
them
done
that
it.
you got chlamydia or something and had
Yeah.
you had proof that you were
I
there.
put that on my taxes too.
The
My
doctor-
treatments, all the antibiotics I had to take.
I'm gonna need a receipt from this
Yeah.
just whenever you get a chance.
Happy, the best looking woman in there.
Yeah.
The best looking woman in there. Would you say she's an 8 or a 9? The
She's
best
probably a
looking
7 or 8.
one.
Yeah.
A 7 or a 8.
Yep.
So if you didn't know her from a strip club and you just met her somewhere, you would go out on a date with this girl.
Yeah.
And you would try to have relations with her.
Yeah.
What would you do if
Okay.
you found out she was a stripper?
Ooh. Probably not go that
So
far.
you
with
would-
her.
so you would
I don't
not
know.
If
date-
she's let
you
me
would
do it
not
for
date a
free, I'm
stripper.
going that far.
I don't know.
You don't know if you'd date a stripper?
I don't know.
I
If
wouldn't.
The hottest.
Probably not.
I
the
wouldn't go
hottest-
into a serious relationship.
No.
Serious
No
relationship.
way.
There you go.
Probably
That's
not,
true.
no.
So for
There are degrees to
what
this.
what is the amount of money the hottest chick you'd went home with for? Like $200?
That's just hard to say because of the fucking like diseases and all that shit.
That's
I'm
my
asking-
thing.
That's what makes me
Okay.
nervous
I
about
can't.
it.
That's the scariest.
You
thing
know
for me.
you're not
That-
the first person
yeah.
she's offered it to.
And I really thought I was a sting operation for a while. I'm sitting back there like, this bitch is about to fucking whip them handcuffs
Yeah.
out of her ass here and take me to jail.
Whip some handcuffs out of her ass.
FBI's gonna be busting through
Yeah,
the door.
everybody go to the ground.
But I'm asking you, Happy, on all. So you said you're scared of catching a disease.
Yeah.
But you would go home with a girl from a bar.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Yeah, but that's you're playing the odds with the
Yeah.
stripper.
if you practice safe sex, you should be okay.
No,
You don't think so?
I'm pretty sure you get herpes regardless if you wear a condom or not. Herpes
Yeah.
is for life.
for life.
I don't
life.
think so. I
Yes,
don't know.
there's a lot of like regular skin
There's
contact down there.
and if you're doing it right, Jeff, and you might not
You're
be.
doing
I don't
it
know
right.
Want me
this,
to call
but
my
there's
mom because
fluid.
she'll know. She's a
There's
health
fluid
teacher.
involved.
yeah,
Your mom knows if you can get her. Call your mom up, Happy.
You want me to call my
Yes,
mom?
Oh,
call your
good
mom.
God.
mom,
Yes.
Mom, can you get herpes even if you're wearing a condom?
mom, I got a
Oh,
question.
what's today? Friday. She's at work, I think.
That's okay. Be good for the whole
probably-
class. It's a health class.
It's elementary kids.
Well, they need
Well,
to
they
learn
gotta
early,
learn
too.
somehow. What if they end up at the strip club
Call
in 10
mom.
years?
See if she,
I don't-
if she don't answer, she don't answer.
Here, I'll Google it.
No,
You don't
I'd
have
rather hear.
service in
Whoa,
here.
I'd
I don't
rather
have
get
service in here
the. I'd
either.
rather get the history from a. Wouldn't you like a
I
health
want
teacher?
I want a professional.
Happy's mom would be the perfect
Not
answer.
gonna happen. There's
Why?
no service in here. I got SOS.
Everybody driving
No.
right now is like, damn, wanted to hear Happy's
God
mom.
damn it.
I tried. I hit call, but there's SOS on my phone.
Is she at the synagogue today?
You want me to call her? I got
Yeah.
a number.
No, you don't.
Yes, it is possible to get herpes while using a condom.
I'm telling you, there's fluid involved.
Condoms reduce
that doesn't
the risk.
belong to you.
Condoms reduce the risk
So-
of transmission, but it is still
So would
Possible.
you? But you would have gone home with the girl from the bar and had sex with her.
Yeah.
But since she's trying, poor girl, just working on a pole, you don't want to go sleep with her.
Just because
Well-
she's got a job, no, you
Yeah, I mean, what's going on here, Happy? I mean, that sounds
probably
kind of
makes
rude.
more money than all of us.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm with
care.
you, Happy.
Yeah.
So you would not sleep with a stripper.
Probably not. No.
Probably is a big problem.
Yeah.
I would like to one day. I just don't want to pay for it.
Right. You
For
want
the
it to
story,
be organic.
I want to
Yeah.
tell the
Right.
story. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if you dated a girl, like an ex police officer, and she used to be a stripper?
Well, hopefully she would tell me her medical history of her.
Medical history.
Oh, if
Of her
they got
STDs.
paperwork on it, I'm definitely going after
Oh, yeah, if
it.
there's-
Let me read this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's clean.
It's
sure.
kind of like
Oh, yeah.
if you got a car, do you want some guy in his front yard working on your car, or do you want the mechanic,
My history.
the mechanic to work on your
I've
car?
had my tonsils out. I've had asthma or herpes. Let's see. I've had sprained ankle.
What's the story on the herpes? Is that cleared up yet?
Is this a flare up right
Yeah.
now?
Are we in
or,
flare
how,
season
how are
right
we
now?
looking?
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It would be a lot of fun to go with y'all out on a night. It would be a good time.
Oh,
it
that's a
really
good time.
would.
Should have gone, Jeff.
It's a lot of
I'm not
laughs.
good.
We can
No.
go out at 8 o'clock again.
We'll do an early. We'll do a breakfast run.
Y'all would be a lot of fun. I actually know a guy, Ray, that would be perfect with them at a strip club. Would he
Well,
not?
if you fit the bill, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
Well, I paid for your 2 dances and your
That's what I mean. If you
and
fit the
your
bill, we'll
entry-
keep
or
going to
your
the theater.
drinks the other day. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I'm glad you guys had a good time. Y'all have done a great job. I'm going to miss both of you guys a lot. I can't wait till next fall already with you guys. Y'all made really good hands and been enjoyable to be around, and it's had a lot of fun. Your first year, Snacks, was this is family atmosphere? We're talking about herpes and shit, but
Yeah. We don't talk about that at my house very often.
but
The
has
family you wish you had.
Yeah.
but has the way everybody is around here and the guides and the family and everything
Yeah.
been exactly like you thought it
Yeah,
would be?
it's been a lot of fun. I truly have enjoyed it. Even when the hunting's bad,
We've had
we
a
still
hard
have a
hunting
good time.
season, but we've had a good time, and
Yeah.
you guys have had a really good time, and it's been a real pleasure this year because everyone's gotten along most of the time, and it's been good. So I appreciate both of you guys for being here. I look forward to seeing both of you guys next year when y'all pull up in October, at the end of October.
We'll get those blinds whipped out and you'll just go to the titter.
We'll go
that night.
straight
Yeah.
to the strip
Straight
club.
to the
Yep.
strip club. Get grass on the way.
We're back, bitches. Guess who's back in town?
Where's that prostitute?
Yeah.
Oh, in jail? Oh, who saw
That-
that coming?
Not surprised.
Shocker.
How much is her bail?
Too bad I didn't have a fake badge. I could have pulled it out.
Now what are you going to do?
Boy, if you
What do you think about that? bitch?
Boy, that would have been a big time, I bet. Oh, shit, that place would have cleared
It's
fast.
for free now.
You know,
Free
that's,
99.
Note to self: we gotta get a badge before we go next time.
Badge.
that's happening right now somewhere in America.
Yeah.
There's some vice cop right now that's like, well, I'm tell you what, do me a favor, honey.
They'll look at that and be like, that shit's from Spencer.
Tell you what.
Fuck off.
800's too much. How about free?
We'll let this slide.
How about you pay me? That's what I should have told her when she asked me to eat it. I was like, "Pfft, that's going to cost you money, not. It's not going to cost me money.
Should have told her, I get paid by the pound.
I get paid by the pound. Or I would have said we could do a straight trade.
We'll do a straight up.
I'll eat yours if you suck on mine.
Yeah.
So you've got to take a goose tour.
To a different one,
To a
yeah.
different
Oh, to a different stripper.
Yeah.
And so she gave you her phone number to get a goose.
Yeah, but I don't even know her name.
Stripper.
Stripper that wants a goose.
Stripper
That's what
that
she's in
wants
my
a
phone
goose.
as.
Stripper that wants a goose.
Yeah.
You're in an accident and the cops pull up your phone trying to look for your
Last
mom.
phone
He's
call.
like, we got to call this stripper that wants a goose. And see
He's
what's
got
going on
that
here.
goose in the bed of his pickup. We better deliver that.
All right, well, you guys, Happy's got a pheasant hunt. We got to get ready. Going to get cold, warm today, and cold tomorrow. Thank y'all very much.
Yep.
Good
Thanks,
job,
guys.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Glad y'all made it safely from the strip club.
Best
So-
part was I got on our group chat and I put, first thing happened, I got to go bail Happy and Snacks out of jail. People on the side, well, what'd they do?
Did you believe that for a minute
I
there?
thought he was serious.
Yeah.
I've never had to go bail
I'm
anybody
like,
out
well,
of
this is
jail.
awesome.
Good God.
I'd had to call my buddy Chuck, the attorney there. Listen, I got two of my guides down there, and they're there for prostitution.
That's a minor charge. They'll expunge it.
I'm assuming it's a jail charge, but it's a pretty quick one, I bet.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's gonna be a real slow misdemeanor. It's not gonna be that big a deal.
No?
Well, no, it's gonna be embarrassing.
Well,
I mean, if you're not married and shit, why are you embarrassed? You're doing the
Eh.
same thing the other guy's doing that's going to a regular bar.
yeah, but would you have that erased from your record? Could you?
Expunge it? I don't know if you can or not. No, I don't think so. Once you're charged with something, you can get charged for something and not get convicted of it, and it's still on your
record?
on your criminal history.
See, that would be awkward when you find your significant other and she does a background check on you and like, what's this from
Solicitation of
2025?
prostitution.
January 15th to 2025. What were you doing? Well, if you can read the charges, I think you know what I was doing.
Would you two guys? Now we got Kaleb and Nolan are here with us.
Boy wonder.
Would you have not have loved to just watched all that go down when
I
she
would've loved
when she was holding his pecker,
I would have loved it.
talking to him? What an awkward conversation. She's holding your piece and just talking to you. So what do you do? Well, right now I'm trying not to get excited here or be embarrassed. Can you imagine if he'd unzipped her fly?
Now that's charges. I gotta get my
Now, Kaleb, they've been 2 times and you hadn't went yet. Have you been to a strip club in your life even?
Nope.
Do you plan on ever going?
Nope.
See, I've been. I think everybody ought to go one. I mean, it's a strip club. And today's world is so different because you got internet and all that other kind of shit. You can look shit up all the time. So it's kind of crazy. You used to have to go to buy a magazine with staples in the belly buttons. Now you don't. Did you guys think that he'd been in jail? That they'd been to jail yet?
Well, we were laying in the spread, and we saw it come through. And we're like, "There's no way." But if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be team prostitute.
Could you imagine? I think I probably would be the person they would have called.
We were hoping that you would have just left him in there for 24 hours.
No, that's just when I have to magistrate people. Now that I'm not a judge anymore, I don't that was my rule though. If you got thrown in jail, you're asking to spend the night in jail all night. I'll come get you. And if you're a real jackass, 23 hours and 50 minutes before I'd get you out. But I would have had to go get. Well, I would have called a buddy of mine that's an attorney there and went and got him out. But I'd have had him out. And I wouldn't have went there probably. But I think I probably would have been who they'd have called.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, why would you call a bail bondsman for a charge like prostitution?
I figured they would have called one of us first, and then you.
Well, yeah, but then you ought to called me probably to go get them.
I would.
I wouldn't. I would just laugh and say, "You're in there now."
Oh, Ed that used to work here. He was quite the partying guy, and I thought that was Fred Ledesma behind me. Anyways, I called him one time and played like I was one of his buddies, and I made up some name and some shit, and I'm like, I'm up here in Oklahoma County Jail. I need you to come get me. You got your ass in there? You can get your ass out. And he hung up on me. I thought, fucking old jailbird. He didn't give two shits about trying to get me out. So we got 1 weekend left with Caleb's going to be here. We got 1 week going to be we're going to be pretty slow this last week. And we've got a lot of geese here now that just showed up. I don't know if they just showed up, but I saw a ton of birds this morning, and it's going to be colder than hell. Are y'all back home in Washington? Have y'all froze up yet? Or y'all still the same? Still hardly no
40
ducks?
degrees up there. No, they got the ducks.
The ducks are there now in Washington State.
Yeah.
And you got ducks and geese in Colorado just now. I've gotten there.
Yep.
And it's going to be cold in Colorado. So the cold weather's not hitting Washington, but it's hitting Colorado, right?
Yeah, it's 50 degrees today, and I think tomorrow has a high of 21.
It's nuts.
And it won't be above freezing until next Thursday.
Now you're a ski kid, and you go skiing a lot. And you told me today that the base at all the ski places is way down.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them people. That's a tough gig.
Ski King.
This is the one year y'all aren't going skiing. Maybe y'all didn't miss much.
We're not.
Because I don't think Red River's had any snow.
Let's see what the base is.
Or Angel Fire, either one of them. Caleb, do you ski ever?
No.
Have you ever skied?
Nope.
How far is the mountains from you?
The nearest like actual one you can go ski and snowboard on is an hour and a half.
And you don't ever go up in the
I'm
mountains?
very accident prone, so it's best if I don't go on a mountain.
Yeah, you were, how old were you when you fucked up your elbow?
I don't know, 13, 14.
What'd you do?
I told him to get under a trampoline and like push people up as they
fuck,
were
you can't
jumping
do that
down.
shit.
Yeah, I got a scar with like 40 some stitches down the left side of
did
my
bone
arm.
pop? Did it break
Oh
it?
yeah, my bone went out the side.
Oh, Jesus. I bet that hurt like a son of a bitch. God almighty.
Got ran over by my truck and decoy trailer.
Huh? How do you get run over by your truck and decoy trailer?
Well, I wasn't in the truck. I was on the truck, and someone was driving. And I had my phone in one hand. I wasn't holding on to it with the other hand. I was just hanging, like standing there. And they swerved because they were going off the road. And I went tumbling. And oh yeah, I was stuck.
You got run over?
Between both the axles. I have road rash all down the side of my body.
You would definitely get herpes by just going to the strip club. Maybe you don't need to go. That damn trampoline deal. So, which one of your dumbass friends told you to do that? And you bought
Well,
in
we
on
were
it?
all doing it, but we'd catch everybody like without your arm fully extended, so it'd come back down. Well, I happened to extend my arm the whole way.
God, that hurts me just thinking of that shit.
What'd your dad say when you did it?
Nothing. It was more my mom.
Was she freaking out?
Oh, yeah.
If my kid comes to me with a fucking bone sticking out back there, there's going.
How did they set that without hitting that bone? Because I bet that bone every time it got
They
hit.
knocked me out. I was asleep.
But until then, because that fucking bone's got to be raw ass nerves every time you hit it.
Well, my arm when I broke, it just laid across my stomach, and so that's just how I went the whole way to the hospital in the backseat of the car.
Oh, it makes me want to throw up.
I don't know.
How
I
far
think
of
it was 40 minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Wow, there ain't nobody.
I was
should go
out.
through that
I was
shit.
out in the boonies.
Oh, did you pass out from the pain?
No, because I was like in so much shock that like it didn't hurt. Like it didn't hit me right away.
So it wasn't that bad getting to the
No.
hospital. And once they get you that fucking medicine, it's not so bad.
Yeah, the last thing I remember is just a big old needle that they were putting in me to knock me out.
That makes my stomach hurt right there. That hurts me bad.
Well, when I saw it and I was like, "Oh, did you have Tommy John surgery?" Because that's what it looks like. It's fucking scars that big. He's like, "No, fucking trampoline."
Trampoline accident.
And not even a cool story. Like something got me. Nope, trampoline.
You know, Mags has got one ear that used to work here, and I used to tell my kids all the time that he jumped off. He was bungee jumping in the swamp, and an alligator bit his fucking ear off. And then people were like, "Hun," and he'd go along with it, and I go, "God dang!" But yeah, you need to come up with that's a good story though. God, that hurts me. That makes my stomach hurt just thinking about that bone coming out of that sumbitch.
Oh, I'd be in shock.
Oh fuck! Could you imagine his
I'd
friends?
piss and shit myself.
Did you bleed everywhere too? Was it bad bloody one? It didn't bleed that bad?
Nope.
God, that white could you see the bone was white even?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that fucking hurts. Oh.
So kids, if you're listening to this,
Don't go under a trampoline.
or parents, if you see kids that are pushing each other up underneath the trampoline, it is not gonna. There's a possibility it ain't gonna end well.
I'm gonna knock on wood because we're like on trampoline number 6 since me and Michelle have. So 30 years we've had 6 trampolines. We have them now for our grandkids, and I'll be glad when we get rid of them forever. But they always made me nervous that we never, ever, ever, ever.
They didn't make you that fucking nervous because you had me jump over the fucking little cart and I didn't clear it. Thought I tore my ACL.
No, you didn't. You were fucking in 5th grade. You weren't going to tear no ACL in 5th grade.
Why?
Because boy, you don't tear your ACLs when they're that young.
My meniscus.
You wasn't going to hurt nothing at all.
There's a video of it.
No, if anybody would get hurt, it would have been Zach or Payne, not you, because you don't get hurt much.
They kept pushing out the car. There's like a little, like a Fred Flintstone car cut type thing that Payne had. So we would jump over it, and then Jeff would, okay, now this far, now this far, now this far. And that last time I was like,
you made it.
No, fuck if I did. I made it because I first thing that hit was I fell that way.
Yeah, I remember that day.
I hesitated was the problem. You can never hesitate if you're going to do something stupid. You got to fully commit.
We used to play a game at the house too when Andy was in junior high and the little junior high footballs. Andy was about the same size he is now when he was like 7th grade. So
yeah.
He had full beard. He could throw a football through a fucking house. And those little junior high footballs. And Zach would ride on his back and call Andy names in the street, and Andy tried to hit him with the football.
I'd always go for that front tire.
I'd sit on the front porch and laugh my ass off and watch him for an hour, right up and down. Okay, loser, try to hit me now. He'd knock Zach off the bike and shit. Say, okay, loser, go on, do it again.
I either wanted the front tire or I wanted like that calf muscle or the chain. One of the two. That's what I was at. I don't want anything behind you because that's just gonna like knock you off kilter a little bit. I either want you to somersault over it or I want to fucking just ding you right in the side.
I love the road rash stuff. Tony, when we were little, we used to jump bikes all the time on ramps. You know, you'd get a center block and a 2x4, 2x6 or somewhere and set you a ramp up. And we didn't try to jump over each other. We just tried to make as tall as you could be. Tony, I loosened the lug nut, or not the lug nut, what you'd call him, on the fucking forks of his bike. He jumped that some bitch and his tire shot off. It forks.
He had me driving into one of our neighbors had like a big cedar tree. He's like, go ride your bike into that. Okay. Fucking pedal on down there and steer off into it. And then finally he came out and he wasn't very happy that I was driving into a cedar tree. I was just trying to gain the love of my new stepdad. So like, I'm just, whatever you say, I'll do, whatever. Just want you to love me.
I don't know about all that doing shit. We did a lot of stuff together. We had a lot of fun, but I was probably not a good influence for a couple of years.
Drive it into that cedar tree. See how fast you can drive it into that cedar tree without getting hurt.
But the football was my favorite. Him throwing it. Zach just talked shit, and Andy pegged the shit out of him all the time. But we were the house all the kids came to, so all of them got a part of that. One time, one Andy's really good friends, kid named Cameron Hutchinson, come to the house.
And we laugh at Clay Reed for having a switch fight.
Yep. And Cameron comes down the street, and he'd gotten I don't know what kind of car he had. It was his first car. But anyways, he comes hauling ass down the street, and I'm sitting on the front porch, and I see his car coming. He had a yellow Camaro, didn't he?
I think so.
Come hauling ass down the street, and he come pulling up, and this car comes in behind him real fast. And I thought, uh-oh. And this lady got out of the car. He got out, and she's like, you little son of a bitch. I was like, oh, this could be really good. My kids are out there, and you're driving like a fucking idiot. She chews on his ass for like 5 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
She looks at me, and I said, yes, ma'am. He definitely deserved that. He was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She was like, I'm sorry, Mr. Stanfield. Don't bother me a bit. Dumbass should slow down.
One time after he got that car, we were like, look, I wonder what 100 miles an hour looks like if you're standing on the side of the road. So we went outside of town.
Oh, I don't want to hear this.
We went outside of town. He drops us off, and then like he goes down past the airport and then turns around and then just fucking hauls ass. Gets over 100 miles an hour, and then he passes us, of course, because you're going 100 miles an hour. And me and my friend look at each other and like, he's not coming back. So we had to fucking walk back into town. Like, that was stupid on our part. That was fucking dumb.
Yeah,
And he did not come back.
Payne
That
told
was
me.
it. Went to the basketball game. Fuck.
Payne told me one time, he goes, it was a couple years later, he goes, do you know Mom's Cadillac would go 138 miles an hour? I go, huh? He goes, yeah, we got up to 138 miles an hour between here and Truscott one time. Like,
It's a straightaway.
Don't want to, yeah, but you don't want to hear about that shit. A blowout or anything. Fucking 16-year-old kid thinks they can drive, they can't drive, and that car would suck down to the ground pretty fast. I mean, those little CRX, CT, whatever them. Some bitches are some sweet little rides. I wish I had one again. That was a badass little car. But anyways, good days.
Yeah.
So, what are you gonna do when you get back to Washington, Caleb? You hunt? Are you going snow goose hunting? Did you get a job yet?
No.
Anybody needs a snow goose guide, you're looking for a job for this spring, right?
Yeah.
Good hand, good hunter, good killer, does a good job with clients. So they just can reach out to me and get a hold of you if they want to.
fine.
Okay. He'd like a job anywhere besides a strip club.
I ain't no strip club.
No strip club.
And now Nolan, you and Blake are going to be snow goose hunting in Nebraska.
Yep.
And then get a hold of you or Blake or get a hold of me and I'll get you in touch to shoot snow geese. Y'all start February 20th
February 20th.
through the middle of March, right?
April 5th.
April 5th is what y'all's hunting season is up there. And you went up there last year and hunted. So
Yep.
if you want to hunt with Blake and Nolan, what are y'all going to call y'all's guide service?
I don't know. Two Stooge guide service.
Divine Poppy. Poppy's divine outfitter. Poppy's divine snow goose rig.
Keep trying.
I'm trying out
And
here,
you-
and I'm not getting any help.
You can check in Grant, Nebraska at what is M's new business called?
That's where they check in.
Well, we'll just say that. Check in. I'm trying to do a plug for M.
Oh,
If you want to get a facial in Grant, Nebraska, check out Emily Poppy, and I have no
your
idea
wife.
what her business is called.
what is there snow geese around? Grant?
Missouri's loaded up right now.
Missouri's a long way from Nebraska.
Yeah, I know Blake, last I heard from him, they had like 200,000, he said.
Snows?
Yeah, they hadn't even moved yet.
Yeah.
This front ought to push birds into Arkansas and Texas, and then so you should get the reverse migration, which you need.
Yeah. I saw some dude just posted on Facebook in Colorado that birds are starting to pour in today. So
The Canadas or the snow. Yeah, it's February
Awesome.
almost. It's crazy how we are so way far behind on all that.
Awesome. 6 weeks behind. Not too bad at all.
and that'll push all the snow geese out of Colorado, which we shoot some of those too that come out of Colorado and we shoot them in Nebraska.
No, y'all gonna be hunting just in Nebraska. What is the license for an out-of-state Nebraska license? Do you know?
I think it's like $125 for the year.
Did you know that in Oklahoma you can't buy a 5-day license no more?
You have to buy the season.
$202 for everybody to waterfowl hunt in Oklahoma now from out of state.
Wonder why. Trying to cut down on out-of-staters?
I think they're in room 3.
You think they're trying to cut down on out-of-staters?
I
or what?
don't know what they're doing.
Why would you get rid of the five-day license?
Because they're making more money because everybody's coming hunting, having to spend $200 instead of $70. So they're making $100 extra per person. How many thousand people come down there?
No, I mean, from a money standpoint.
I mean, if there's
it makes
2,000 out-of-state hunters, and that's $200,000 right there for the state budget.
sense. Just doing more and more to drive out hunters.
Tony, I think they're in
all it
room
is.
3. Did you check? There are other groups already here. The rest of them.
Is it their way to make the same amount of money when they cut back on all the outfitting next year?
I don't know what's going to happen, but there's going to be a lot of that going on. There's going to be a lot less outfitters in this country right now. There's a lot of boys going out of business after this year. It's been a
Why?
tough year. Tough year. A lot of the fly-by-night guys are having a hard, or can't.
Do we know a dollar amount for the guide license in Oklahoma? Yeah.
What
Or
I
is there
had-
anything that we've seen?
what I read the legislature, the paperwork to go to the legislation to vote, and if I got the whole thing, if you're an outfitter in Oklahoma, it's $2,000 for out of state for 1 year and $1,000 for in state,
Okay.
which I think is too high. I don't think that's fair.
Are all your guides covered under that, or does
No,
every
that's
guide have
per
to buy it?
guide from what I read. So every guide, like here, there'd be 5 guys, $10,000. To me, it's just more fucking taxes. You know,
Okay.
you don't get nothing for your tax dollars, and I think it's wrong. I got no problem with the state in Texas. I hope we come in suit. I would love to have buy an outfitter license for $5,000 a 1-year cost or something, and that's it.
But hold on, this $2,000, that's just for the guides. That has nothing to do with the outfitter.
I think I think that's all they're having is a guide license.
Guide license, not an outfitter license.
I think it's just a guide license, and I'm sure someone's going to call and correct me because I'm sure something's wrong. I
Well,
just
that's fine.
glanced.
I mean,
over
if we're wrong, we're wrong.
But I think it's $2,000 for out of state, $1,000 for in state per season. Each person has to have liability insurance, which ours would fall under our umbrella here because we have liability insurance, and everyone has to be CPR certified. We're not that. We don't do that around here, but I could get someone to come out here and do that. Zachary could probably teach that and certify that.
Well, I
And
know
that-
CPR.
Well, I understand, but we got to be CPR certified.
I'm certified, Jeff.
All right, well, see, there you go.
From
And that's-
Colorado? Are you really?
Yeah, well, I have to be for fishing and
For fishing?
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I think that's a really good idea. I don't have a problem with that at all. My problem is the $2,000 per person per season. I think is a little extreme because I
steep.
think what's going to happen is you're going to do away. I'm betting you if you know what's going on, if we could get behind the scenes, somebody with one of the big money outfitters up there is lobbying this big time.
I'm sure.
To try to push the little guys out of business.
Yeah.
Now I did read too, and I don't remember if this was on the actual bill that they put up or if I read it on another website, that if you get caught without a license, it's $20,000 for the first fine. Now,
That's steep.
every Tom, Dick, and Harry that guides up there that hasn't started thinks he's going to hunt without a license. Hey, buddies, you just tell them
We're just friend hunting, buddy hunting.
let me tell you something. The state and the feds ain't going to put up with that shit. They're going to catch that pretty fucking fast.
Yeah,
I
I'm
worked
not
the
down.
first time, but then they got the second time. You're like,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
11
With the-
different guys this
yeah.
time?
You got a bunch of friends, buddy.
Yeah.
Same truck.
Say, yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Where
So-
are you guys from? Dallas? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I got you.
Oh, that's
Oklahoma
my-
City?
That's my cousin.
They're just freelancing up there, so
Yes.
they just buddy
Yeah.
hunted.
And,
Right.
and then the clients that are hunting, they're not going to lie about that. I mean, they booked a hunt with a hunt outfitter. It's just, I think they're going way too much on how much it costs. And I know they're wanting to weed out a bunch of guys. I say let them weed out. Just make you're going to weed out just as many people if it's $200 a season.
I don't think so.
Which you don't think so?
No.
You think for 200 you still, and the guys are going to get liability insurance and be CPR certified. I think those fly by night guys are not going to do none of that.
But that goes back again. I don't understand the liability thing. If you're just focusing on guides, $2,000. That's what I'm not understanding. The guide has to have liability insurance.
Yeah, everybody has to have liability insurance. So if you're a guide and outfitter and you run a one-man operation, you're meeting at a fucking Quick Trip somewhere and going on a hunt, you're required to have this $2,000
Would
license.
Nolan's if they did the same thing in Texas, would all of our guides have liability insurance under you? How would that work? Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, we have insurance as an outfitter, but what I'm saying is dumbass outfitters in Alva, Oklahoma. There's not a dumbass outfitter. There probably is, but they're in Alva. But the guy goes and meets his clients at a gas station, and he hunts 3 or 4 days a week. He's not going to pay $2,000, much more less than he's going to pay $200 probably, and he's not going to have liability insurance, and he's not going to be CPR certified probably. And I think at $200 or $2,000, you're still going to get rid of a lot of the guys that are doing it on their own. If you make that fine a $20,000 fine. If you make the fine $100, and the guy says, "Well, fuck, I get caught once a year. It costs me $100. No big deal. It's cheaper than paying the $200 or $1,000."
I think if your goal is to cut down on the number of these fly-by-night guys, or listen, there's been a lot of shit that's gone on in Oklahoma this year. If you're trying to cut down on the riffraff, make it to where it stings a little bit. $2,000 or $1,000 if you're from Oklahoma. I mean, if that's the intent, then I think the dollar amount is perfect.
I don't.
Oh, they're doing it also for resident.
It's
No, residents
$1,000
got to pay $1,000 for resident, $2,000
resident
for
guy.
non-residents. I think what we're doing, and we're a big outfitter. I mean, we play in the role of the big guy, so we can, I'm looking out for when me and Tony started this. We couldn't have started a business if we had to come up with $4,000 to hunt. Now times were different then, but if it had been $500, I still would have been like, fuck that shit. I'm going to do it around the side. I can't afford that. I don't think it's fair for the young guy that wants to guide and trying to start his own business. I think it's.
But what
money
are you doing it for though? That's what you have to answer.
What do you mean? If you're trying to start a business,
No. What is what's the end goal for the state of Oklahoma?
to get him more money.
If it is to cut down on the number of guides, then you're doing it.
I don't think they're worried about that. I think they're just trying to monopolize and make more money.
Well,
just
then that is a problem. Then.
Yeah.
But if your sole intent of this law is to cut down on the riffraff and limit the amount of people here, you got to set a high number. But if it's just to make more money, then yes, I'm all for
That's
you.
what I think the whole state of Oklahoma's doing is making more money.
Okay.
Why they do away with their 5-day license and go to a season long deal to make more money.
Right.
And I think that they know they just picked a bad year to do it because field hunting in Oklahoma has not been very good this year. So on a normal year though, they got all these fucking guys keep coming up. We're going to have 100 new guides next year. We're going to make more money. But I think they could do the same thing if they were wanting to weed out guys by making it cheaper, because I don't think anybody's going to jump through the hoops of getting insurance. Getting insurance is not easy.
What would be the dollar amount that you would be comfortable with?
I think $250 per guide would be a fair price.
500 out of state?
I think $250. I don't think it's fair. It's kind of like North Dakota, South Dakota. Each state's different, but I don't think it's not fair if you're a U.S. citizen that you can't go to another state and work.
That's not what. Every fishing state's like that. If you're an out-of-stater, you just get hammered.
How much?
How much do they charge in Wyoming for? How much do you pay a year to have a fishing license? Or are you an outfitter or a guide in Wyoming? What do they consider?
I'm a guide
What
that
do
works
you-
for an outfitter.
What do you have to pay?
I pay $250 for commercial or for just to use my truck in the state as like
As a guide truck?
and then I gotta pay if it goes through this year, it'll be like to $2,500.
$2,500 per season?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's awful high.
North Dakota. This is according to
Hey,
AI.
is it a guide or an outfitter?
As a guide.
Why is it $250 to $2,500 now? I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. The $2,500.
It's just what they put their price at.
So every guy who's guiding a fishing trip in Wyoming on the rivers.
If it goes through this year.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yep.
before the legislature too.
Yes.
So I'm assuming Wyoming's being overrun with guides too.
Yes.
And Wyoming's like, we can make some extra money because these guys are still going to fish.
Well, the problem with Wyoming is you'll go to one river and you'll talk to 200 guides and you'll maybe talk to 3 that are from Wyoming. Everybody else is from Colorado or Utah.
That's fishing up there. But everybody's going to pay the same $2,500 in state or out state.
No, if you're a resident, you don't have to.
Why don't you become a resident of Wyoming?
I am.
That's what I would do too.
Yeah. I got 4 months left.
Because see, I'd read at one time that it was $20,000 at first was what it was going to be. I was like, fuck, there won't be nobody in business. And then it was the fine because I thought, shit, if I was at $20,000, I'd move to Oklahoma.
When I first got to Wyoming, it was $250 a month to use my truck.
Wow.
And if you got pulled over and you didn't have the little sticker, it was a $2,000 ticket.
So North Dakota, if you are a resident, it's $100 for a guide license, $400 for a non-resident. Hunting outfitter, depending on acreage used for service, it's $250 to $500 for a resident, $2,000 for non-resident.
See, and I understand why you got your non-resident and your resident deals.
Must be
I do.
CPR certified.
But I think that you ought to be able to go and hunt other states if you're part of America. And each state has its own laws and rules, and it's not that big deal. Texas, we need an outfitting license, but I don't want to make it so expensive that guys can't start a business. Is my biggest thing
Montana is $800
for a year.
Whether you're a resident or not. It's $800.
And if you're fishing, if you fish 200 days, it's costing you $4 a day. So that's not a big tax. But if you're those guys, the young guys that are trying to start a waterfowl business, and most of those guys are going to hunt on weekends and maybe pick a customer down there. First of all, it's awful hard to get into this business and stay in this business and keep your clients. But if they're hunting 30 days, $2,000 is basically cost them $70 a day. And if you look at it that bad and you're taking 6 guys each time, you're going to slough that off into your clients. That's what I would do if I was hunting in Oklahoma and I was having to pay a bunch of money for 4 guides at
Your
$8,000.
price is going to go up.
I would say I would charge. Listen, we got a $20 licensing surcharge fee here, just like everybody else does, and it's going to cost you $20 extra. That's the price. One price of how it's gone up. But they're trying. I think they're trying to make more money. But on the flip side is there's gonna be a lot of them young guys out of business anyways. Someone told me there were 6 outfitters that already in North Texas and Southwest Oklahoma that went out of business this year, just folded up in the middle of the season. And I don't know how you could do that, taking deposits from people and shit.
Right? You can't return. You can't return. I mean,
There's a lot of them aren't.
the deposit's kind of how you stay afloat.
Yeah,
during the slow time.
So, but I can't. But just folding up and not hunting people. It's been a hard year for
Well, that's the
outfitters.
second half of your money,
tough.
too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't understand how you do that. I mean, every outfitter makes a living on their second half of their money.
Right.
The first half money, they pay bills, they do this with it, and they
Get
live
through
on
the
it.
summer.
And then in the second half's when you make your money. Well, when the second half don't hit,
Right.
you're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they'd have canceled.
And there was a lot of them that did, from what I
I
understand.
mean, or unless they just didn't have anywhere to go.
We've had a tough season, but we've had birds here all year long.
Yeah, we've had birds.
And we've
to look
got a ton of birds now. As many as I've seen all year long. Did you look around today? I was very impressed. Did you not think we had a lot of birds? Yeah. I was very impressed with our bird numbers. But there's guys out there right now that are hunting in places, they have no birds at all. Fuck, you can't take, I mean, you take out people and show birds have a bad hunt. We're hunting, you know. You got a fair chance. But when you go out and you don't see a fucking bird, that's tough.
It's like, that's why hunting's better than fishing. Well, slow day fishing. They're here, guys. It's fucking creek.
You fish more than you hunt. What do you do on day? Have you ever had a day you hadn't caught a fish?
No, just doesn't happen.
He's
Doesn't
just,
happen to
he's just
Devine.
him.
But you've had slow
Amongst
days.
them.
Yeah.
Have you had hours where you don't catch nothing at all? Nothing. Oh, that's why I'm going fishing.
Talking to the wrong guy. Better go book a fishing
If we
trip with
don't,
him.
I try to get an eat about every 15 to 30 minutes, like if it's slow. If I don't get an eat by 30 minutes, then I'm not doing something right, and we need to fix something.
But that's kind of the way you do it.
Yeah.
But I've been on fishing trips like off in the ocean. You think, God damn, there's fish everywhere, and
Yeah.
we're just slow and nothing's catching. And you know the fish are there. It's just fishing.
then the way like I fish, it's a little different because by the end of the season, I can pretty much tell you where every single fish is in that river and how big that fish is behind that rock and
Are you releasing most everything you catch?
everything.
Everything's catch and release. Man, that's got to be the way to go then.
Yep.
Stay under that rock, motherfucker. I'll be back tomorrow.
Nothing's better than when you go like 8 days in a row catching the same fish behind the rock and you know he's gonna eat every single time.
Clients think it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet you $20 to catch one on the round. Right around the corner, I bet I catch us a
A little
fish.
side bet. Hey,
Yeah.
$20, but you.
Yeah. a lot of scar tissue on this mouth. Oh, they fighting.
I went on a fishing trip one time, and I didn't catch fish all morning. And the guide, he was just down. I said, "Listen, bud, I had a great morning. I hunt. It's fishing. It's no big deal." He was a lot more depressed than I was.
We have one fish that we catch
One
every
fish.
year, and the otters got a hold of him and they bit his tail off, so he's got no tail.
So
but
you know.
he kicks around, and first year I
He's
caught
hungry.
him, he was about that big, and now he's about that big 4 years later, and he just keeps growing.
How long will the fish live?
I like to say about 8 to 9 years, kind of tops.
Just probably the last one. Like the pike and the muskies. Those fish were around in prehistoric dinosaur
Yeah,
days.
they
They
live
say.
a long time.
Do those fish still live only 8 or 9 years? Will they get older than that?
They get old.
They're old armor. They're battle wagons too, boy.
Like, I know one of the lakes in Colorado, it's a private lake. I got to fish it one time, and they have muskie in there, but they hadn't stocked muskie in 20 years, and they're still in there.
Well, they've had some babies though.
Can't. There's no moving water for them to spawn. Muskie spawn in moving water. They need current.
See, I learned something then.
Muskie, 12 to 30 years. Pike, it is 10 to 15. Can go up to 30. So
When I was a younger man, I stayed in northern Minnesota for a couple of weeks with some friends of ours at a place, and we'd fish, swim. It was not, it was summertime in northern Minnesota, but they were talking about women swimming with painted toenails and shit. Those muskies will freaking attack their feet. Can you imagine when them suckers getting a hold of you? Those teeth, God Almighty.
The guides always go and fish for those. They take a week and go and do them on the fly rod. I have no desire to catch one of them.
Each place has one big fish. Is that right?
Like each state?
No. Like each cove or something will have one big muskie or like an area. Like there's not.
Yeah, it's usually, from what I know from them, they say that it's about every 600 yards is kind of like that fish's home. So every 600 yards there's another one.
And they're the big fish.
Yeah, they're always like that 30 to 50-inch fish.
You northerners and y'all's inches screw me up with fishing all the
Instead of
time.
feet?
And pounds.
Uh-oh.
We want pounds. I can do the translation of inches to feet, but we do everything by pounds. I caught a 5-pound bass. I caught a 17-incher.
And it's hard doing that with trout because like a 26-inch trout, that's a fish of a lifetime, but it may only weigh 3 pounds.
Okay.
Because they're just long and skinny, where a largemouth, you may catch one that's this big, but he may be
Right.
5 pounds.
yeah.
I can do the inches of shit, but you throw some centimeters or millimeters or meters and shit. I don't know if 3 centimeters is 2 miles or if it's just a little thing. I don't know because I don't know. I never had to deal with that.
I didn't. Pike and muskie look the same.
Yeah.
There's got to be some difference.
Yeah, one's a muskie, one's a pike.
Pike eat. or
Black ducks
muskie
look
eat.
like mallard hens. Black ducks look like mallard hens. They're different.
Yeah,
ducks.
but there's got to be some difference.
Yeah,
I
muskie-
could tell the difference between a
muskie.
black duck and
Muskie is different.
Are you looking at a tiger muskie? Because
No.
that's half muskie, half pike.
Oh,
I did not know that. No, they don't get as big as a full blown muskie, do they?
No, and I'm pretty sure they're sterile too. They can't
Big ass
reproduce.
pike get 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah,
that's cool.
big ones.
That's
in
pretty cool.
Canada. Yeah.
That's a big ass fish right
cool
there.
looking fish. Got some tiger stripes on it.
So if you talk to like true muskie guys, if you catch a big one like that, they say it doesn't count because it's not full muskie.
What's that?
Fuck
pike.
that.
What's that
counts.
fish weigh? 25
I'm
pounds.
counting.
Probably.
We're counting it.
I got my picture made with the fish that big I caught. I was in. Shit, where was I at? I was
30
in northern
pounds.
Wisconsin or Minnesota. Went in a store and they had one mounted. You can get your picture made out front. Look like you're holding it. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, buddy. Tore into a big son bitch here.
4 foot, a 4 foot fish.
Yep.
And that's usually the ones like if they're stocking muskie, it's those because they don't reproduce.
That.
So
How big were the fish y'all caught in Lake Ontario this summer, Andy? Or was that last summer? It was this summer. Wasn't it? Were they big fish? They were salmon, weren't they?
Yeah.
Were they silver salmon?
They were salmon in
What
northern.
What in Ontario, St. Lawrence River? What kind of salmon do you think you're catching? Silver.
I think they have silvers, kings,
What's
pinks.
steelhead is a saltwater fish that goes freshwater. Is that right?
Yeah, So they say they have steelhead. They're all liars.
There's no way it's so. They're saltwater.
Yeah, they have wannabe steelhead just because their
was-
lake is so big that they.
It was half of Reese.
Let me see it. That's a pretty good sized fish, though. Or those lake trout?
No, they were salmon. We
Tony.
had salmon. We had salmon in New York, didn't we? King salmon.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I go after. That's what gets my rocks hard.
So a true steelhead, like in the Columbia River in Oregon and Washington, they're catching steelhead. They're coming out of the ocean.
Yeah, they go all the way to China.
Okay. Huh?
Yes. China's the biggest killer for steelhead. They catch them by the millions.
Okay. And then the northwest part of the United States. If you go to the northeast, like Maine, are they having steelhead there? They're coming off the. Okay. And so St. Lawrence River, you might have some. But where we were at in upstate New York, that's not steelhead. That is freshwater salmon.
Yeah, and their lakes are just so
Is
big.
it steelhead trout or salmon?
Trout.
It's a trout.
It's just a rainbow trout that breathes salt water for a little bit of its life.
Okay.
That's about it.
Are they bigger than regular trout?
Way bigger.
Okay. What's it like a big steelhead get?
52, 54 inches.
You got them fucking inches again.
Almost
It's
6
about,
foot.
about that right there.
So 30-pound fish. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going in February.
I caught in Lake Superior one time. We fished years and years ago, and we caught lake trout, I guess. And we used electric. I felt like a monkey grinder.
Reels.
Just
That
pulls
reels it up.
Yeah.
We use those in the ocean.
But as I get older, I like those kind of fish. If I'm someone to catch
the
marlin, I want an electric rod. I'm catching marlin.
The worst part about fishing in upstate New York is I don't have a whole lot of patience for fishing, and I could see the fucking house the whole time. It's just like, I just want to go right there. Like, just drop me off. I'll swim. I don't give a fuck. Give me 100 yards away, and I'll swim the rest.
It was me, Jameson, and the ladies that stayed at the lodge.
Yeah, it
at
was
the
me,
house.
Tony, Kylie, Reese, and Falker.
They went fishing. So Michelle's where that's. I think that's him out there in that boat.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck, there's nothing biting, dude. Like, this is over
Had a
with.
cup of hot tea on
That's
the
why
back
I like
porch.
river
Pretty
fishing.
happy.
Like, I can see the house. Let's just go there. It's done. Instead, now we got to go back to the marina, and then it's going to be 15-minute drive back. Like, the house is there. I see it. Let me go. Because I was all worried about capsizing. You know what I mean? Out there in one of the Great Lakes.
And it was cold. Do you fish much?
No. I used to bass fish. Like, we have private lakes and stuff, but I haven't fished in probably 2 years.
So when hunting season's over and you're wanting to hunt next year, you're wanting to start in September and end in April.
That's a tough one.
God bless you for that. You will be a worthless sumbitch by Thanksgiving. Everybody that's worked here that hunted in Canada by Christmas time is wore out. I can't imagine these guys that hunt in September, start in September or August even, some of them, and they get done in, when's the latest snow goose? About May, middle of May?
In Canada?
Yeah, I think you can shoot in Canada.
Till June or something.
Almost.
But I think because I saw last year it's Memorial Day's in May. Somebody was goose hunting on Memorial Day. I thought, what the hell?
Yeah,
I've already done tornado chasing in the pool every day. It's hot.
The birds only have 2 months or maybe 3 months that they.
I think that's one reason the bird hunting's getting harder. I think the snow goose, all that extended hunting is hurting them. I really do. I think the pressure on the whole species is not good.
I don't know why we have to kill them when they cross back across the border again.
I don't either. I don't understand why you can shoot 8 ducks in Canada, and I'm gonna catch some flack over that shit. But I still don't. I think 5 bird duck limit.
8 hen pintails.
Yes, I think that they go to 5 ducks and be the end of it. And they're well, there's not that many people in Canada hunt. I'm not talking about the amount of people hunting. I'm talking about the harvest.
We can shoot 7 in Washington.
Right, but you can hunt them during the regular season. Y'all's numbers aren't down bad.
No.
The central flyway mallard population is screwed up. I don't give a shit what nobody says. I'm telling you, outside of the video that Vandemore and this showed on the Missouri River right now, the central flyway, the bird numbers are something's wrong somewhere.
It says
they need
June,
to lower
June
season
15th
limits.
in Alberta. The spring conservation season for snow goose in Alberta is from March 15th to June 15th.
So those birds get 75 days. So basically, you can shoot snow geese 300 days a year, and we wonder why.
They're so
You
smart.
can't kill them.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's messing with everything else. But I think that duck limits. I wish they would keep duck season the same days wise, and cut down to 3 or 4 ducks per man. I think just as many people are going to go duck hunting to shoot 3 ducks as 4.
That was like our little buddy hunt the other day. We're like, straight snow feed. Let's go.
Yep.
Just
And-
us 3. And
And y'all had a good time, didn't you?
oh, it was fun.
Did y'all really kill bands? Y'all jacking with me?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. 2 more grilled cheeses. Good for
more.
y'all. All right.
Whoa, we can't be giving out a code word
Okay,
here.
sorry.
I say that in the spread.
Hamburglers. Okay,
Just got to get a privacy screen on. That way nobody can read your text messages.
let's bring in the young man who took my $100 and did not go to the titty bar the other night.
You got to give that shit back, dude.
It's well spent.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Senior Bones. Bones.
So Brady, my man, Bones.
Yes, sir.
Snacks, come help us. Oh, he's gone.
Have you had a good time?
Yeah, yeah.
You've enjoyed being down here?
Oh, yeah.
Good deal.
Blast.
What's the airport story?
So I got headed home for Christmas. Girlfriend picked me up from the airport, and a female friend of mine is calling me. We're in my girlfriend's car, so
Yeah.
like
On her Bluetooth.
my phone's hooked up to her Bluetooth, and like it's
The
got the
te-
Apple
yeah,
CarPlay
you
or
see it,
whatever.
right.
Yeah. So she calls me, and I like decline it real quick, and she calls me again. I'm like, what the heck? And
Put your
finally,
phone on Do Not Disturb, bub. It's a fucking, it's this. It's this. Watch how quick this goes. Done and done. Do not disturb.
that would have been a great advice in the moment.
Okay.
Is there anything
understand.
else you want to give him some advice about before he finds another situation he's going to be in?
I'm sure we'll hear it.
I mean, there's a bunch, but I mean, just, and I understand it's happening in the moment. You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's
like,
calling you.
Second or third time she calls me, girlfriend answers and gets mad. It's like, hey, this is my boyfriend. She's like,
That's
anyways,
news to me.
yeah. Long story short, she pulls over, or she has me pull over at this hotel, and she's like, get out. And we're still like 45 minutes from home, and I'm like, I'm about to get left. So luckily, she let me back in, and
Hold on. Did she make you get out of the car?
yeah, she's like, get out. And she's like standing there in the opened her door and she's yelling at me. I'm like, you're going to get the cops call. This is about to get
Right.
really hot because it's, I don't even know what time it was, like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, this is about to get really ugly. And
Did you have your phone in your pocket in case you did get left? You didn't leave it like on the center console?
no, I took it with me.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah. Like, grabbed my stuff out of the car and she's like, get back in the car.
Get back in the car.
So
ma'am.
the girlfriend has not happy about you going to a casino, a strip club, a bar, and now another woman calling you. And she's still with you, right?
Yep, for some reason.
You're still with her, Brady.
Yeah.
You're still with her.
Yeah.
That's how you have to spin it.
Are you going to marry her?
Time will tell, I guess.
Do you want to marry her?
Right now, no. I don't want to get married right now.
You're 19, so that's a fair answer.
Yeah, you don't need to get married till you're 42. Yeah. I think that's
Is that the number?
I'd go for that.
No.
No, 42 is probably a little old, but 25 to 30.
24 or 25.
So I got a while still.
It goes by faster than you think, bub.
You're living your life you need to, bud. There's no sense to whether this. I mean, I'll give you some advice right here. It's unsolicited. You didn't pay for it. It's worth zero probably. Live your life and go be happy. I'm going to use another guy that used to work here as an example. He done everything he wanted to do, and then he cut shit because he was dating some man, and she was all Miss Responsibility, and you don't have this, you know that. Fuck that. He shouldn't have to. He was living his life. He's not responsible for nobody's happiness but his own. When you get married, then you're responsible for someone else's. Go enjoy life and do what you want to do. How many miserable people do you know out there that are stuck in a relationship that they don't want to be in? Besides you, yourself. A lot of them. And how many do you know that have a good time and just go, Jose has a good time in life and enjoys life. There's no sense. You don't rush into all that shit. Go be yourself.
Jose would be my role model.
He could be your big brother.
He's
he wants
trying.
to, he
He
wants
just
to be
set
your
this
big
up.
brother.
Yeah.
And he told you he'd go throw a ball in the park with you
He'll take you to the park,
Give me ice cream after.
play catch.
Yeah.
just to date your sister.
Yeah. His dog's my nephew.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Look, it's not a bad deal. Just hook him up. You'll get ice cream afterwards. It'll all be great. You can have slumber parties.
What you need to do is have Miss Indiana hooking you up with some of her friends.
she has told me that before. She's like, I know some really pretty gals that I'm sure would go out there.
I'm sure she does.
That's the route I would take. What about you, Andy?
She's my dentist too, so she just
Well, Miss
Indiana?
Indiana's a dentist?
yeah, she owns a dentist shop.
Jesus freaking Christ. Tony! Get in here real quick. You need to find out who Bones' sister or cousin is. Miss Indiana and a doctor.
And a dent. Well, she's a dentist, Jeff.
Okay, excuse me.
Easy
Yeah,
there.
she's not a chiropractor, though.
Well, easy. It's one step up.
And
Talking from one racket to the next.
No, she's
Fucking
married though, right?
chiropractics
Yeah.
and dentists.
Yeah. Is she married to a dentist, too?
No, he actually sells dental equipment, so that's how
that works.
monopoly going on. in
Motherfucker's a
Indiana.
player, is what he is.
He played. I don't remember where he played, but he played football somewhere.
She
for
dated Pat
college.
McAfee.
Yeah,
She's a
Kind of-
bottom feeder now
kind of a
compared to where she could
downgrade
have been.
anywhere else, yeah.
Could you imagine did you ever meet Pat McAfee when they did?
No.
Could you imagine going to the holiday? He's a funny son of a gun, and he's a very smart dude.
Yeah.
You know, he's the only white guy that ESPN has to have.
Yeah.
He said that, or she said that their family was more excited that he was coming for Christmas than I think somebody else was getting married like a week or so after. Like they were making Pat McAfee coming a bigger deal than the wedding or something. I'm like, well, yeah.
You gotta get your priorities right.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine dated Mike Ditka's niece,
I wouldn't like that.
and he said he went to a Christmas at their house. Why?
That wouldn't be fun.
What's wrong with Mike Ditka?
It just wouldn't be fun. You're always gonna be a loser in the eyes of.
He dated the guy's niece. He didn't date him. He wasn't comparing to him. He just went to the Christmas
Yeah,
at their
but
house.
she's always gonna compare you to her rich uncle, famous uncle. I don't know how rich he is.
I'm sure he's got money.
Think so?
He had to be. He was on TV. He's a pro football coach for a long time. I think he's dead now.
Mike Ditka?
I think so.
Oh Lord have mercy! Please tell me they didn't take Mike Ditka from us.
I bet Mike Ditka's worth $30 million.
Nail on the head. You already looked it up.
No, I didn't. Is it 30?
30.
That's pretty. I just
He
figured
dead?
that. Is he dead?
He lives in Chicago. 85. Woo! I didn't know he was that old.
I bet that somebody still fucking rip your fucking ear off.
I wouldn't want to mess with him. I don't know. He's had a bunch of cigars, so
Bunch of cigars.
you might be able to outlast him.
Anyways, a buddy of mine dated his niece and was telling me about going to.
What have you done with your
holidays.
life? My uncle is Mike Ditka.
But motherfucker, listen, I got the Big Honker podcast.
Yeah.
So in Stanfield, honey.
So, your girlfriend, when are you going home? Next week?
No, he's got one more week. No, then his buddies. You got friends of yours coming to hunt.
Yeah, I
with
got
you.
a couple guys coming, so I think we're gonna
He'll
head
be home by March.
Yeah, maybe.
Sometime right around there.
Yeah.
What does the future hold for y'all next year? Have you even crossed that bridge?
Hold on. Before you answer that, you're coming back next year, correct?
Yes, sir.
Hold on. That's what I'm asking.
So I'm asking you.
Yeah.
When Bones drives in this lot next year, I'm gonna tell you what I'm predicting. I predict Jose is dating a stripper from a bar from a club,
Okay.
and I'm predicting Bones is single next year, and I'm predicting Nolan has got every day and not caught a fish. He's every fucking day gonna catch a fish. Is what I'm guessing.
Is this like a parlay that I'm getting myself into?
I'm betting you that's pretty. Outside of him dating a stripper, I don't think I think Jose has a girlfriend next year and Bones is single next year is what I'm guessing. And Happy's still living at home. Is my guess. I gotta pee. Y'all talk.
I'm gonna vote on love here. So I'm going to say that you still have your girlfriend. I don't think either one of you are gonna sack up enough to break up with the other one. So
Just from your observation.
you'll
last couple months.
still have the old ball and chain, and she'll still be yelling at you for everything that you do, even remotely wrong. Whenever y'all are together, do y'all fight a lot, or is it just the distance,
Not as much. I think it's just me being way down
the
here.
strain?
Yeah.
So what would be like a normal argument that you would have? Summer argument.
I work a lot at home, so it'd be like, you said you were getting off at 7. It was 11:30. Not really argument, but like I had plans for us.
I had plans for us. You knew I was working.
Yeah.
Why are you making plans?
My schedule was weird at work, especially when I was working at the horse farm.
Why? Why is it so weird?
Well, because something happens to a horse, and then I'm there having to doctor a horse, or boss has to leave early, so I gotta do everything.
So there are times where you're like, hey, I should be off by 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then horse comes up lame or whatever, and you got to administer drugs.
Yeah.
So there's times, okay, well, I can see that.
Yeah.
So you don't have like a set schedule.
Now, I will whenever I go home now, but
Why?
I'll be working on an excavation crew instead of.
You're not going back to the horse thing?
No, it's the same family that owns it. But,
Oh.
Or it's my distant family that owns it, but
Are they in the mafia? You got the Maraschino last name.
wouldn't surprise me, but no.
Excavation company, horses.
It's the same family that my cousin dated Pat McAfee. So she owns a dentist office, they own an electrical company, her dirt crew, a horse farm,
Trash? Do they do trash?
no, plumbing.
Pigs?
They used to, not anymore.
They're in the mafia.
Yeah.
100%. Indiana Mafia.
Yep. Bealeys. It's them.
With an I?
Biehele, I think.
Still, it ends with a vowel. That's Italian.
I don't know what they are.
That's an Italian mafia.
I could see it.
So that's how they launder their money, through the horses in the excavation company. I don't know if this is something that I want Snacks getting involved in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Snacks, next thing you know, he's involved in the mafia. And
Well, then he could connect the cartel to the mafia.
yeah, that's not what you want, especially a guy like Snacks. He doesn't have the criminal mind. He's not smart enough to
No.
get away with the heist.
Yeah,
He'd just be the fall guy.
he's not stealthy enough.
No, he's a lot of things. Stealth is not one of them. I'd give him a lot of other attributes. He's not sneaking up on anything.
No.
How many deer did you shoot?
3. Nolan shot 3.
All doe? Well, yeah, obviously. What'd you shoot
Well-
him with?
308. My AR-10.
Did you do the 20 gauge thing? No, just get out there and you hit one, and she or was that you? Just
Yeah, it was me. Did a backflip. Yeah,
never saw it coming.
she didn't.
What are you gonna do with all this meat that you've got?
Tony's got plans for 4 of the 6, and then I think we each get one.
4 of the 6.
Yeah.
What are the plans? Oh, he's left.
He did sausage, jerky, steaks, burger.
He's planning for the apocalypse, so
Probably.
that's what it is.
What are you talking about?
Deer, all the deer meat Tony's come into.
No, I think a lot of that deer Steve's taken back too.
Yeah.
I think Steve Barber's taking some of it. How many did y'all kill? 6 does. How many did you kill out of that? So you did your part then. Who lagged behind? Because y'all had a bet going.
Yeah, Happy and Jose, they didn't kill a single deer.
That goes back to that stealth that I was talking about.
Not even, they didn't. They only shot at one deer.
They shot it one and didn't kill it. It's a fucking
they
doe.
missed.
Oh,
We
my
figured
gosh.
out his family's mafia.
Yeah.
Horses, excavation company. What else?
Electrical, plumbing,
Electrical,
dental.
mafia, mafioso.
Yeah.
So now he's just bouncing
Well, he's
around
got the
between.
name on it.
I know, that's what I said.
Yeah, he's Italian. Well, Dago.
But now I'm thinking you can't hook Jose up into that family.
Why?
They'll be using him as a drug mule, trying to connect the cartel and the mafia.
That boy could keister a bunch of shit too.
He's an Amish.
You're Amish.
I look like it sometimes. I showed him a video of me dancing around in an Amish outfit, and
Do you live around a lot of Amish people?
yeah,
Like in your neighborhood, like where you live, like the community you live in, there's Amish people or town.
like multiple sides of my town. There's Amish families.
You ought to hook up with one of those Amish girls because they're not going to bitch They're not going to bitch that much at all.
They don't shave their armpits.
Yeah, but you can talk them into doing that. They're just going to be happy to be out of the commune. You
Have
can
you-
be a savior.
Did you go to high school with some of them then?
No, they don't.
They don't go to
No,
pub-
they have their own school.
So they don't go to public schools then. Were you ever around any of them like in a social setting?
Yeah, where I work, at the horse barn, they built all of our buildings, so they're all around there all the time.
Are there any hot chicks? Have you Amish hot chicks?
There was a good-looking one that worked at the boot store just north of town.
She had that
Amish-
accent and
Amish
stuff?
boots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they sold them. I don't know if they actually made them, but they were like Red Wings and everything else. But
And she was a good looking one. Did she date outside of her religion?
I think she had an Amish boyfriend or something. One of my buddies talked to her, and
I
got a
was
no-go?
at the show at Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, years and years and years ago, and a bunch of the Amish kids would come in there, and it was really weird. You would see an Amish girl there, like in her whatever the hell their plain clothes that they wear, the little dress and the stuff, and she'd be with some kid in a Def Leppard t-shirt, and then you'd see an Amish kid go there, and he'd have his little Yoder starter beard on and shit with the wings out of the side like Happy wears, and then he would be with some chick in a mini skirt or something. So you could tell they were dating outside there. But I didn't know that. I always wondered how that worked with social settings on that.
yeah, I know there's one kind of group that they'd be like the Breaking Amish or whatever. They've kind of broken away from it, and they're wild.
Yeah.
They just
Rump
party all the
Springer.
time. Yeah, they did not come back.
I'm not going back to that shit.
No,
Would you date?
Electricity's a
Would you
good
date
thing.
Amish chick?
I might. Yeah, their families usually make a lot of money. They get out a lot.
So
they
you're more
pull
into it
off.
for the money than her, then, is what you're
Well,
saying.
no, I mean if
That's what I'm getting out of this now. So does your girlfriend's family have a lot of money? That's a yes.
No, about average. I mean, her dad's an electrician. Her mom is a nurse for the school district. So
Electricians making a lot of money now. That's going to be better than being a cardiologist. HVAC, electricians, and plumbers. Everybody's going to want them.
yeah.
Ka-ching. You had a good time this year?
Oh yeah, blast.
Yeah.
What's been your most embarrassing moment as a new guide?
Probably the whole Glenn Powell thing. That was pretty.
You know what's funny? I saw a deal on him yesterday. I saw what's the good looking blonde lady that's a comedian? And I think she's a smoke show. Nikki Glazer. Glazer?
Yeah.
You don't think she's pretty? Pull a picture of Nikki Glazer up here.
I know what she looks like,
You
Jeff.
know who I'm talking about? You know who I'm talking about? Caleb don't. He don't fucking watch TV.
How old is
Brady?
she?
I don't know, probably 32, 35. She's a smoke show. She's beautiful. Her. Look her in that red dress right there.
I mean, she's
a good looking girl. Anyways,
she's 40.
she was. Oh, she is 40.
Yeah, no
She's
bag needed.
She's a pretty girl. Anyways, she was talking about Glenn Powell, about his sex appeal and stuff. And guess who I thought about when she was talking about him? I thought about you, Brady. I thought, well, Brady's attracted to him, so what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, she's not ugly by any stretch. I don't know.
She's a pretty lady, I think. She's best looking comedian there is out there for damn sure. She's a lot better looking than Roseanne Barr ever was.
I think Whitney Cummings is better looking than her.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, Michelle.
You know her.
I don't know who the fuck it is.
Yes, you do. Do you know Whitney Cummings?
I don't think so. Comedian.
The only young person I know knew is Sydney Sheldon. Is that her name? Sydney Sweeney. See there? That's the only one. Oh, God. Fuck no, Andy.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, she's a good looking
I
one.
think she's better looking than Nikki
No
Glazer.
way.
Just telling you.
She's got ass fat in her lips. Look, she came over her fucking mouth.
Well, that's okay.
I don't think she's very pretty. Honestly, if I saw her in the street and I saw Nikki Glazer, I'd think, wow, Nikki's got an ugly friend.
Yeah.
I find her more attractive than Nikki Glazer. Maybe it's Nikki's comedy that I don't really like.
Anyway, she was talking about Glenn Powell, is that his name?
I think so.
There's old Glenn.
Yeah. As soon as I thought, I laughed at I would have known who Glenn Powell was
Wasn't for me.
before hunting season. No, I didn't know who that Sydney Sweeney. I didn't know who she was until hunting season, and I damn sure didn't know fucking Bow Wow with the butt lips that Andy talked about.
Whitney Cummings.
Yeah.
Who was the ring girl at the Mike Tyson fight? Is her name
Yes, I know who
Sydney?
you're talking about.
Sydney Sweeney.
Thomas, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. I think
Pull
that's
her
what it
up.
was.
She had just dumped her boyfriend before that, like 2 months before she took the summer off with her boyfriend or whatever, and then she got famous.
So what does she do? Just a ring girl?
Whatever she wants.
Instagram model and a ring girl.
But I mean, that's what she did before she was an Instagram.
I guess I don't know
Whoa,
anything
my
about her.
God.
Yeah.
She's got a set of fun bags on her.
Yeah, had just
Wow.
dumped her. Had like a boyfriend of a couple years, and then
Is she dating Jake, one of the Paul boys now?
no, that's just at that fight. Jake Paul's girlfriend. She's a tennis player, isn't she?
Speedskate.
That's what it is. Because she just did something like Olympic trials or something like that.
I'm not a
Qualified?
fan of his at all, but his story is amazing to where he's started to where he's at now. I mean, they've made the most of the situation they come up in. I will give him that for 100. I mean, I will.
Matt Sullivan's boy Clayton. Yeah, he said that she's from like where they're at in Illinois or whatever, and he said that he's seen her at parties before.
Really?
Yeah.
If you'd have told me she's seen him naked, I'd say he's a liar like his daddy is.
Yeah.
That's his girlfriend.
The girl? Wow.
Jake Paul.
And that's the girl he's seen at the. She's a pretty lady.
Yeah. I guess she's going to the Olympics, so
I can't imagine the chick you're going to pull up after that last fucking dog show you brung us to.
good for her.
I'm
Or good for him.
shocked that you thought that girl's pretty. You got good taste. Jesse's a beautiful lady.
She is. I just don't find Nikki Glazer all that attractive.
I didn't say that you'd had to do that, but she's prettier looking than that other little thing.
All opinion based.
Helps when they're more funny, I guess.
Yeah.
I
That
haven't
girl
heard
might be
either of
real
them.
funny. I don't know anything about her. I don't think Nikki Glazer's all that funny, but when she was roasting people on the roast, it was pretty funny.
She's very good at that.
Oh yeah, she was in the Tom Brady roast, wasn't
She
she?
was.
Yeah, she's the one that made fun of his a lot of
Everything.
shit. She
Yeah.
talks about a lot of shit. As a comedian, it's easy to get on stage and talk shit about people. I've done that before because I've done some stand up shit, but they're not there looking at you. Them fucking roast. Them fuckers are meaner than hell to some people
Yeah.
sometimes. Like I saw her, she was making fun of Kevin Hart in his movies.
Oh,
And it was funny as shit about how small he is and crap.
Yeah.
And she stayed on his ass the whole time.
This says that Sydney Thomas was a St. Louis Cardinals cheerleader.
yeah.
So,
And she's the fat girl, the ring girl?
yeah.
Okay.
So maybe Clayton's not Full of shit.
Oh no! I was just kidding about that. I'm sure he's. I mean, he wouldn't make that shit up. I was just.
He should have made his
but,
move.
but if he'd have seen if he'd have said she was naked, is what I said.
Oh.
He'd have been full of shit like Matt was.
Lindbergh High School, St. Louis, Missouri.
Yep. Do you know what that school's named after?
I'm assuming Mr. Lindbergh.
Mr. Lindbergh is what you're going to go with.
Miss?
We have fucking the youth of this country is wasted. Does anybody here know who Lindbergh is? No.
No.
Wow. Charles Lindbergh.
Who's that?
He was a pilot.
Okay. They fly to Hindenburg.
The Spirit of St. Louis. His child was kidnapped and they killed his kid when he was little. He was like the most famous American for a while. He flew across the ocean.
That's too bad.
It's sad that nobody's who knows Charles Lindbergh is anymore.
When was that?
When airplanes were invented, 1973, like 1914 maybe. I don't know the time. But Charles Lindbergh. When did he fly?
He died in 74. 1927.
Yep, flew across the first transatlantic flight.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, that was a big name. But I just went to Lindbergh High School, and I just
Got a high school named after him for all of his trouble.
Yep, really good American dude.
If you say so.
I'll say so.
Take your word for it.
You're gonna have to.
I appreciate that very much.
He was the man of the year in 1927 from Time magazine.
Yep.
Good for him.
As a young man, how old are you? 19?
20.
20 years old.
He had a birthday. We didn't even know about it.
When was your birthday?
The day we fun hunted.
Yeah.
Like 2
Great
weeks
birthday
ago.
present.
2
I
weeks
do
ago.
remember someone saying that. Happy late birthday. You
Thank
got
Win all day.
$100. What happened to the deal? I give you $100, you can go to the titter bar. So I gave you $100. I didn't give a shit about giving them other two jackasses $100.
You
I
were
figured
mean to go.
I wasn't going to just give you $100 to go because I felt sorry for how much they charged you to get in. So I thought, you know what?
And
I'm
you
going
had
to
to
give this
borrow
boy
$11 last
$100. Yeah. So I gave him a $100 bill. They were all going to go. And I couldn't just give it to him and not happy and snacks. And these two yahoos ain't going to go to the titty bar. I knew that. So I gave you $100 and then you didn't even go.
Wanted to shoot some geese.
I understand that, but you was like, you took that 100 and said, I'm going to titty bar.
Nah, you said we could do whatever we wanted.
You could. I told you, I said, you don't have to go to titty bar. Here's $100 if you go.
They weren't your employee of the month for January. You just got it already.
What do you think as a young guy? And you're probably not real political because you're 20, but are you excited about Trump for the next 4 years?
He don't give a
Or do you care?
fuck.
And I'm honest. If you don't care, because young people don't care as much, and I understand that. 'Cause
No,
I didn't at 20.
I'm excited. Like,
You don't give a
I don't remember a whole lot from before the first time Trump was in, I
Yes.
guess. But
Yeah, you were, what, 10?
Yeah.
yeah, but just from like my family started a business whenever COVID started and Biden came in, and we ended up having to close it down. And I don't know. In my opinion, that happened a lot in our area. So
It's gonna be the economy should pick up a lot over the so I think we're fixing to really see the first time in America that we're gonna actually have politicians do shit for America. I really, really, really do. And I'm probably really, really disappointed. But I think a lot of these deep state cronies that pretend to care about us, I think everybody's seeing through their shit. And so I'm pretty excited. And I'm happy for you guys because I think y'all are going to live in a lot better world. I think maybe y'all might get an opportunity to have the opportunities that I had growing up that people don't have these days. If you got a lot of money, there's a lot of opportunities for you in this country.
Oh, yeah.
But for people without any money at all, it's hard to break through to get to that. And I think we're going to see more of that with I think people that aren't well off will have an opportunity to become well off now. And that's what I hope happens for the country. And I really, really, really do. Fucking prices are ridiculous how much shit costs nowadays. Yeah. And that's got to change a little bit. Because we're giving you guys an opportunity where y'all are at a spot in the world right now that it's going to be almost impossible for y'all to buy homes. I mean, for the amount of money you got to put down on payment on a $500,000 house, they're wanting people to put down $150,000. How many people under 30 years old got $150,000 saved up to put down on a house?
I sure don't.
I mean, it doesn't happen very much. So I'm glad to see that there may be some opportunities to be there for y'all.
I can tell you that if in 4 years nothing has changed, I will have lost all faith in American politics.
Yep, me too.
The game is over if nothing changes.
Yep.
Who is there after Trump? I mean,
I don't know, but
Vance. We've got options, but I just feel like this next 4 years with the people that he's putting up there, if nothing changes, I'll say that it's too far gone.
Yep, I would agree with you 100% because we are sitting into a place where everybody. It's like I posted today about this on Facebook. Climate change. It's all you hear about, climate change. Every time I heard a guy today talking about climate change, it had nothing to do with whatever conversation. That's what made me think of it, and that's all you ever hear about. Climate change is not a man-made deal. It is a weather cycle. We cannot manipulate the weather near what one volcano does. One volcano goes off or puts more CO2 in the atmosphere than man's created in 1,000 years combined. So don't give me that shit. It's just the way it goes. But the politicians use it to get paid. Is it definitely warmer than it used to be? Yes. The last 10, 15 years has been. But you can go back 100 years and there's another 20, 30-year cycle where it was warm. So but they just use it to try to make money. Because it's funny. If it's cold, super cold, it's climate change. If it's super hot, it's climate change. So no matter what it is, they're trying to make us change shit. It ain't going to happen. We do need to be better stewards of the land. We need to take care of pollution. We need to fix things. But driving a car or eating a hamburger or a cow farting is not changing fucking nothing. All right. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank y'all all for listening to us. Me and Andy will be popping out our regular routine in about 4 weeks when we get back from vacation, and come to Nashville and see us at the Turkey Convention. We'll be with Boss.
Brady will be there with his girlfriend.
I'll be there.
With your girlfriend.
She wants to go, I guess.
Are you going to introduce her to El Jefe?
You're supposed to tell me when he's not around so I can bring her.
That hurts my feelings. What do you think I'm going to say to her?
Are you the stripper? Are you the girl that was calling him when he was with his girlfriend at Christmas? Which one are you?
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to say anything disrespectful to her at all or to embarrass you.
That's not disrespectful.
I'd be nervous to walk up there with any girl. Like, even like my sister or something. Like, are you the stripper or something like that?
I would not do that. If you was your sister, I'd say, listen, don't let him hook you up with Jose. You bring your cousin? We'd all like to see her. No. Huh?
What's wrong with Jose?
I just wouldn't. Oh, I'm just messing with him. I wouldn't. I don't have a problem with Jose. I like Jose a lot.
I could probably talk her into going. Her husband hunts, so.
Well, there you go. I'm not going to be disrespectful to anyone that you bring up there with.
I appreciate
When they walk off, I may go.
You'll look back and catch a look from Jeff.
Yeah. But I'm not. No, I would not do that. We had a guide that used to work here that bragged about some of his conquests, and I met one of his conquests at his deal one time, and I didn't say a word.
Nothing to brag about?
Oh, no. It was a lot to brag about for him, but I didn't want to mention to her what he told us that he'd done with her, that you could only do to circus animals. So I didn't say a word. I was very polite.
That's nice of you.
It was.
I just don't know why somebody would even say that around you.
What?
Whatever he said. I don't know who you're talking about, but.
Oh, you do. We used to make fun of it around here all the time. You do.
Do you have any? Have you had any guides from Minnesota?
Oh, I used to have a lot of guides from Minnesota.
I think her name was Jessica, the girl that cut my hair in town, said she used to have a crush on one of the guides from Minnesota that would come down.
Who cut your hair?
What's her name? The old man that passed away, really nice guy.
Red Roof, north side of town.
God dang, it's Riley's old place. The train depot. Jessica Ivy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a clue. I don't know how old she is. I used to have a bunch of guides from Minnesota work for me.
I don't narrow it down.
Up until probably about the mid 2000s, it was mostly.
I mean, it was a lot of Minnesota. It would be Dave Reese, Johnny Riker, Josh Mason, Bill Bartz, Dan Rittenauer.
That was a whole staff one year.
Swanee.
They were all fucking blue platers.
I've had a lot of guys. I used to have a lot of guys from Minnesota work for me. Jeremy Coy.
Yep.
And I'm sure I'm leaving. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt from Minnesota that I probably didn't mention, but I can't remember them all. But I don't know how old she is and which one it could have been. Huh. Was she hitting on you?
Nah, she was just.
You had to think about it a little bit. You know, so I was like, nah.
No, I don't think so. She was talking about Tony more than anything. Might be out of the way for Tony.
There you go.
Love is in the air.
There you go. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Covered in candy kisses.
You heard it here first.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you at Turkey with your girlfriend.
I'll see you guys scouting in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Can't wait for that. Getting over that man flu. Love you. Bye. Watch for
See you.
deer.
Bye.
Check out all of our great sponsors. Go check out Dive Bomb Industries, Ducks Unlimited, Pacific College. Use our promo code BHP25. Boss Shot Shells, Dirty Duck Coffee, Shin Gear, Looking Glass Podcast, Mossberg, Lucky Duck, Hemp Hill Farm. Got a promo code there. Also BHP, MLR Graphics, Mallard Bay, Mitch Hall, and Stanfield Outfitters.